Hey guys, Certified Dork here with a quick update as well as some pickups from the first half of 2018. So, yeah, hopefully I don't run out of space while recording this. This is like the third time I've had to record this, so I'd rather just do it all in one take. So, but anyways, pretty much in short, just been dealing with school and personal shit. Not really gonna get into that because I'm pretty sure most of you probably don't really care. But yeah. And as you can tell, I also have glasses on now. The reason why is because turns out I'm farsighted. So yeah, which means stuff from far away distance looks really blurry to me. So yeah, that's why I need glasses. I will not do contacts. I don't know. They seem like a pain in the ass to put on and whatnot. I don't want to have to eat it. I don't know. I don't want to have to deal with that shit. I'd rather just put on some glasses and be done. So yeah, but yeah, and also these also have special lenses in them. So like it's to protect my eyes from blue lighting from just from screens, whether it's like a TV or PC monitor or a phone screen. So yeah, it's supposed to help me sleep and reduce the risk of headaches. So yeah. So that being said, let's get right into the pickups. So I'm trying to make this fast because I don't want to go over 30 minutes or some shit. So, but yeah. First up is Pokemon Ultra Moon for the Nintendo 3DS. I've only put an hour into this, and this is actually a game that one of my siblings got for me. But yeah, I've only put an hour into this because there's so much dialogue, and I don't mind dialogue for RPGs or a lot of extensive dialogue for RPGs. I don't, because I'm a huge fan of Persona 4, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 5. And I love The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2. Both those games are absolutely amazing RPGs, and the Persona games I've played as well. But this much dialogue for a fucking Pokemon game is way too much. So, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad game by any means, but there's way too much dialogue for a Pokemon game. I just want to, for me, when I play a Pokemon game, I just play Pokemon so I can battle and catch Pokemon, level them up, and then battle other trainers and whatnot. Battle Elite Four, you get the idea. So I don't play Pokemon for story. So yeah, Nintendo, please don't do this for your next Pokemon game. So yeah. By the way, that new Pokemon game coming out for the Switch, that game looks so good. Next up is Street Fighter Cross Tekken for PS Vita. I don't usually buy Vita games, but I figured I'd pick this up since, for one thing, it was really cheap, it's like $15. And plus, I want to get back to fighting games, and this is a fighting game I've wanted to get for so long. So specifically the PlayStation versions, because they have some exclusive characters that are only in this version, in this and PS3 versions. And the Vita version also has some characters that were actually introduced in this version that were not in the 360 and PS3 versions, which I think you can get in those versions now. As a matter of fact, this version actually comes with a code where you can get those characters in the PS3 version, and it also comes with a bunch of alternate costumes for the characters. And this for all the characters, well, not all the characters, but just comes with a lot of alternate costumes, which that's DLC for both PS3 and Vita versions. So, but yeah, this is a really fun game. It looks and plays really well in the Vita, actually. I mean, some things do look weird, like the textures on some of the characters and whatnot, but otherwise, this game looks really nice for the Vita. And I mean, obviously it doesn't look as good as the PS3 version, but it's a really nice looking game, and really fun. I wouldn't really say that the Vita version is the way to go, because of that small D-pad and whatnot, but it's a really good version of the game, and a great, it's great for the portability aspect. So, yeah, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, yeah, great version, and this actually has connectivity with the PS3 version. More specifically, like, this version has, one thing, this also has some exclusive features, like it uses the, you can use the camera for like augmented reality mode. There is use touchscreen, the rear touchpad, which I wish you'd turn off the rear touchpad because that kind of fucks up combos. Uses microphone apparently, Apparently, it also has motion sensor and shit. I think this also uses the Near service, and this also has cross-platform play with PS3. I'm talking like, I think you use this version as a controller for a PS3 version. So yeah, Smash Brothers was apparently not the first game to do it. So, but yeah, a great version actually. Okay, if you own a PS4, you have to get this game, Yakuza Kiwami. This is a remake of the original Yakuza. This I picked up for $15 as well. As a matter of fact, it's the Steelbook version. So yeah, the Steelbook version for $15, absolute steal. And I've even heard of like a YouTuber I absolutely love watching, Gamer2323. He actually got like 2 copies of the Steelbook version. I think he was doing it for a giveaway. He bought them both for like $10 each. So yeah, anyways, this game is badass. I've only put like 30 hours into it, but there's so much extra content in this. It might actually just return to this because of the extra content. So yeah, I did finish this game. This is one of the few PS4 games I did finish this year. So good though. Love the music, love the combat. The combat is really cool because it's kind of like it's a 3D beat 'em up, but it has RPG elements, and it's open world. So what makes this game what makes the combat so interesting to me is like no two enemies are the same, for one thing. I mean, I guess you kind of get that impression from a beat 'em up, but I digress. No two basic bitch enemies play the same way because of the sort of style system. Because there's like 4 different styles. There's the rush style, which is based around like really fast attacks. There is the brawler style, which is kind of a mix of both rush and the beast style, which is slow but heavy damage dealing. And there is the dragon, which is kind of a mix of everything. Yeah, this is a really fun game, really badass game. If I played this back like last year, I would have said this is like one of my favorite games of last year. So, but yeah, this is such a badass game. If you own a PS4 and you want to get into the Yakuza series, you can start. I say you could also start with this one, but I would more suggest starting with Yakuza 0 because it is a prequel. So I've also heard that that one's arguably the best one. So yeah, Yakuza Kiwami, such a badass game. If you haven't played this yet and you love beat 'em ups and you want like a 3D beat 'em up for whatever reason, check this game out. And you may look at this game's front cover and you may think, oh, that'll probably be like the most serious game you'll ever play. But no, there's so much wacky shit. It's not even funny. Well, okay, it's really funny, but I digress. There's so much wacky shit in this game you've never expected. There's so much stuff that you have never expected from a game like this. I mean, for one thing, it's Japan, but there's literally a mini game that is like a mix of a fighting game with rock, paper, scissors, and cards, where it's all the fighters are literally women in skimpy outfits. Women in skimpy bug outfits. I'm not even kidding. There's even an entire quest line that is full of wacky events and wacky quest lines and wacky quests. One of my favorite moments in that quest line, it's called the Majima Everywhere quest line. One of my favorite moments is where you go to a hostess club and it turns out that Majima was cross-dressing to be sexy Goro. So just look up Yakuza Kiwami sexy Goro. But this game is so awesome. If you haven't played it yet, I recommend it. Hell, even some of the mini games are really wacky in that game. There's a freaking karaoke mini game, if that says anything. And it's like got music videos and whatnot. It's hilarious. And also, if you're wondering about other Yakuza games that are on PS4, there's also Yakuza 0. Yakuza 0 and Kiwami are also coming to Steam. There's also Yakuza Kiwami 2, which is coming out soon. There's Yakuza 6, and then in Japan they are coming out with a port or HD or a remaster of Yakuza 3, 4, and 5. Which if they bring those out to the US, I don't even bother with PS3 versions. And then they're bringing over a game called Fist of the North Star: Lost Paradise, which is it's a Fist of the North Star game that plays like a Yakuza game. For those of you who are fans of Fist of the North Star, if that doesn't intrigue you, then I don't know what will. So yeah, and also, I'm not really familiar with Fist of the North Star games, but I'm so getting it. Like, I played the Japanese demo for it, and it's a blast, so yeah. It also has English and Japanese audio, so if you aren't really a fan of all the characters speaking Japanese, you can switch it to English. But I'll be playing it in Japanese because I personally prefer the Japanese voice acting over English, especially with anime, with some exceptions like the Persona 4 anime. But also the reason why is because Omae wo mo shinderu. Simple as that. I'm sorry if I butchered that, by the way. Next up, picked up Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 Remix. Now, I already have this game, the Black Label version specifically, which I got like shortly after I got my PS3. I don't have this version, though. This is the limited edition. It's pretty much the normal game, but it comes in an art book that also doubles as the game's case. It has like a bunch of artwork on the inside, and it also has this really cool thing where it's got like there's a see-through page where it's got the concept design of Sora, and then there is the final design. So, and then in the back there's the game itself. It didn't come with manual or anything, but I was just happy to have this limited edition. So yeah. But yeah, for those who don't know, I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. I'm wanting to collect the games as well. Same with like Devil May Cry and Resident Evil. But I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. Love the Kingdom Hearts series. With Kingdom Hearts 2 being my personal favorite. And yeah, this compilation was great for the time, but the PS4 1.5 plus 2.5 collection blows this collection and the original PS3 2.5 out of the fucking water. So, this is a great compilation. This does have Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, Rechain Memories, and Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, which is just cinematic, so it's just a movie. But this is so worth it, though, if you don't own a PS4. So, just keep in mind, this version is not really stable. More specifically, it has crashes and whatnot, so there's even a way to manually crash the game. I'm not even kidding. So yeah. And it doesn't just crash the game itself, it also crashes the PS3, so yeah. The way to do it, you have to go out of bounds, then click the right analog stick to reset the camera. That's literally how you can manually crash the game. So yeah, it's only done in Agrabah. I think it can also be done in other... No, I think it can only be done in Agrabah. My bad. But yeah, anyways. And then I also got a small lot of games here. From the same store I picked up these two games. They sell like modern games like PS4, Xbox One, and very little Switch games. But they also sell retro games like all the way back to the Atari days. So. But yeah, so I picked up like 2 Wii games and 1 PS1 game. I don't usually buy Wii games. I don't usually buy PS1 games. So I picked up Resident Evil 4 for the Wii. Picked this up because I loved playing this on the Wii. Amazing controls and whatnot. This is arguably the best version as well. On consoles, at least. If you have a PC version, you already have the best version. Well, more specifically, the Ultimate HD Edition. I digress. This version is so good. Mainly because of the sheer control with Wii Remote and Nunchucks, so really fun game to play on the Wii. And I say it's arguably the best version just because the sheer control. So, like, you are sacrificing better, as compared to the PS4 versions, you are better, or PS4 and Xbox One versions, you are sacrificing, better frame rate and resolution and slightly better graphics for much better control. So great version though. I highly recommend it. Also, did they do a reprint of this? Because I remember my original copy, the original copy I had, which was actually my dad's, but I digress. The disc was shiny, so. Yeah, did they do a reprint on this? I guess they must have did a reprint on the Wii version. So, yeah, I guess they must have done some reprint that I didn't know about. But, yeah, Resident Evil 4 on the Wii. I also picked up Trauma Center New Blood for the Wii. This was also $4. And this was This is also an Atlas title, which is another reason why I picked this up. But I also picked this up because I love the Trauma Center games. Second Opinion being my personal, being the only one that I finished. That's a remake of Under the Knife. This game I've not played yet, but I'm really wanting to check it out because it has co-op. So if you're not familiar with the series, this is pretty much Surgeon Simulator 1.0, pretty much. It's Surgeon Simulator before it was cool. So, yeah, this game is so good. If you have not played Trauma Center yet, and you're looking for something unique, you have to get this. This is really unlike anything I've played before. And the thing is, operations are not just as simple as fixing a broken arm. It may start off like that, but it eventually goes into, you know, some of the operations have to deal with, like, a virus. And Under the Knife, or Second Opinion, is called Guilt. There's, like, different versions of it. There's one that's, like, membranes, which is the biggest pain in the ass, and whatnot. But, yeah, hell, there's even a operation that involves defusing a bomb. I'm not even kidding. So, yeah, Trauma Center, New Blood. I've not had a chance to play this yet. I'm just waiting to play this cooperatively with one of my siblings, because, yeah, one of my siblings is also a fan of Trauma Center, so yeah, definitely gonna check that out when I get the chance, specifically co-op. And lastly, for the physical games, this game has been what I've been playing the most as of lately. Final Fantasy IX. I picked this up for $13 complete. As you can tell, it's also Black Label. And that was so worth it. Like, I was debating on either getting this, a CD that I wanted, which I now have. I got it for like, way cheaper than it usually goes for at FYE. Besides that, I was also debating on either getting that or Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne or Persona 3 FES, or like some other really cheap PS3 JRPG. So, picked this up, so worth it. I'm about 21 hours in, on disc 3. Just got to the part where you have to like win a tournament, like a card tournament. I think winning the last battle is like completely optional, but I saved just to see if I could try and win it. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can give it a couple tries. But this game is so good. I love the characters, I love the music, I love the battle system, love the story. I love the ability system where how it works is certain characters can learn certain abilities. Each character can learn certain abilities. And like, okay, you equip a piece of armor or equipment to a certain character, and they can learn whatever abilities that they can learn off of it. And you gain like AP. Besides experience, each character gains AP. And once you gain enough AP, you can use that ability without having that piece of armor equipped. So, but yeah, it's really unique. I think there's also a way to get abilities from enemies or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, this game is so good. I absolutely love Final Fantasy IX. If you haven't played this yet and you are really starting to get into the Final Fantasy series, I highly recommend picking this up. This is an amazing RPG. You can also get some PS4, Steam. It's also available as PS1 Classics for PS3, or on PSN, I meant. And I think you can also get this on Android and iOS. So amazing RPG. Highly recommend Final Fantasy IX. So yeah. And plus, I don't own many PS1 RPGs, let alone many PS1 games. So yeah. That's another reason why I picked it up. I mean, I saw it for like $13 and I was just like, okay, I gotta buy this. So, yeah. I mean, I think I saw it for like cheaper somewhere else, but $13 at a local game store, like, I couldn't pass that up, so yeah. Okay, now on to some digital games. I'm only gonna talk about 3, but Thumper. Got this for like $6.79. It was originally $8 it was originally on sale for $8, but I had a 15% off discount code for PS4, so I picked it up for like I got it for $6.79. And that game is awesome. It's a horror game disguised as a music rhythm game. And you know, you may look at gameplay for this, which I highly suggest that you should, especially if you're really into music games. It may look simple on paper, but you have no idea how hard the game can get. Especially the last level. The last boss, the last two bosses, are insane. But the game is really good. If you haven't played Thumper and you're looking for something unique, highly recommend it. Eerie but amazing visuals, eerie but really good soundtrack, and really intense soundtrack. Yeah, you can also get this. You can also get the game on PS. It's not just available on PS4. It's also available on Switch, PC, Xbox One. I think the Xbox One version actually came out recently, and it's also available on iOS. And it's also getting a physical release through Limited Run, which I won't be able to get because those games, Limited Run releases, sell out like wildfire. They sell out like. I think I've heard a story where like as soon as like someone was there, a YouTuber I watched, he was there as the game was about to go up on, like, the pre-orders were about to go up, and as soon as he refreshed it, sold out. So yeah, or maybe it's for something else, but I digress. Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, Thumper, amazing game, yeah. I also got Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, since it was $4.49, which I don't usually buy games digitally unless the game is on a really good sale, or I'm getting the game for free, or the game is literally digital only, no matter where you go. So yeah, and I'm honestly not counting limited run releases, because I mean they're not really released. They're in very limited quantities, so not everyone is going to be able to get a copy. So, yeah, so. But, anyways, so, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Sleeping Dogs. I'm not really sure how I feel about this game. I'm gonna give it more of a chance, but for now, I'm not really sure how I feel about it. The driving, when you're driving a car, is very stiff and doesn't really feel right. Even when you are doing like the drifting and whatnot. I like the world, I like the concept and whatnot, but I don't know, there's just some things that bug me. The combat is really wonky in my opinion. The one thing that bothers me the most with the combat is when you accidentally press the counter button, it leaves you wide open for like several seconds. And it's gotten me killed multiple times, so yeah, it's not a bad game by any means, but there's some things that really bug me about it, and it's not because I'm not saying the game is bad because it's a GTA clone. That's not the case. So yeah, I'm not one of those people. So, but yeah, and then I also got The Darkness 2, which is actually based off a comic book series. That game I got for free on Steam. I would go over all my Steam release, all the Steam games I got for free, but there are just way too many, so, and I can't remember all of them. And I do have my PC on and whatnot, but I don't feel like going on Steam and trying to remember which ones I got for free and which ones I've had before. You get the idea. But, yeah, so The Darkness 2, it's based off a comic book series, I think, where it's, the main character name is Jackie Estacado, who's a mobster who can control the darkness, kind of. Like, he has these demons that follow him and can use these demons at his own leisure, and he can use them in really badass ways. Like, he can pick up a pole and impale someone, he can cut enemies in half with them, you can actually pick up an enemy, eat their hearts out, and restore his health. Taken out of context, you could be someone could take you as some crazy psycho, but I digress. But yeah, the game is so badass. Like, that was actually one of the few Steam games I actually beat this year. I think that's the only one I beat so far this year, but the game is so good. I love it. I'm definitely going to see about getting the first game, because the sequel was so good. Awesome story, awesome gameplay, really hard too. Like, like, the game gets really hard later on, so, but the game is really fun, though. If you haven't played The Darkness 2, and you've played the first game, highly recommend it. It's really good. So, yeah. Can't really think of any other games. I do really want to talk about Dark Souls Remastered real quick. So, yeah, Dark Souls Remastered came out. One of my siblings pre-ordered the game because they're really into they've been really getting into the Souls games, and I honestly kind of want to do a separate video talking about the first Dark Souls game. But yeah, okay. So first off, I'm a huge Souls fan. I love all three Dark Souls games. Dark Souls 3 is my personal favorite. However, I love Bloodborne far more over any of the Souls games, personally. I like the world in Bloodborne a lot more, and just the combat and whatnot, but I love the Souls games in general. Dark Souls 2 being my least favorite, but I still love that game. It's the first game I actually finished. Shame to say that. But yeah, it is also really easy, so, in my personal opinion, I just think difficulty of the game is really subjective, but anyways, Dark Souls 3 is my favorite. It has the best soundtrack of the Souls games, of all the Souls games, even over Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1. Like I said, Dark Souls 2 I really like, Dark Souls 1. I really like Dark Souls 1. I played the 360 version, I played the Steam version, which personally I say us Steam people who had Dark Souls, Prepared to Die Edition should have gotten the remastered version for free. I'm just fucking saying. Because that was just such a ripoff how we only got a 50% off discount. Like, come on. But, yeah, I actually played it on the PS4 because that's what one of my siblings pre-ordered it for. But yeah, beat it. That was the first time I actually beat Dark Souls 1. And I actually also went through the DLC as well. As much as I love the game, I don't think it's as good as people make it out to be. I think the game is dated and whatnot. This is why I want to do a separate video on Dark Souls 1. But otherwise, the game is really good, don't get me wrong. But personally, I don't think it's as good as people make it out to be, like the Dark Souls 1 fanboys. So yeah, I don't think it's as good as people make it out to be. So yeah, and as for the difficulty thing with that game, I'm pretty sure most people found it difficult because usually the first Souls game you play, or the first Souls-like game you play, whether it's Bloodborne or any of the Souls games in general, most likely you're going to find it to be the hardest one because it's the first one you've played. So I mean, Dark Souls 2, I don't find it the hardest one anymore. I think Dark Souls... I had to say Dark Souls 1 is the hardest, but more in an unfair way, to be honest. Dark Souls 3 is more, like, legitimately hard, in my opinion. But, again, I want to do a separate video talking about Dark Souls 1, so... Again, amazing game. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the game is bad, but there are some things that I think keep it from being as amazing as people make it out to be. So, amazing game, but I don't think it's as good as people make it out to be. So, but yeah, other than that, I think that's really about it. I did also start playing Cuphead recently. It's a really fun game from what I played of it. I've also played a little bit of System Shock 2 for the first time. I also beat Outlast 2. I don't think that one is as good as the previous Outlast, but it's still really good. I like the pacing of the first game a bit more, and I thought the second game was just way more intense than it did scary. But, yeah, I might do a separate video on that game too, but, yeah, so, but there you have it. That's just an update and just of where I've been, as well as just some games I picked up, some games I've been playing. I'll also be hopping back on Destiny 2 soon. Hopefully I can renew my PS Plus. I just need a month of PS Plus, honestly, for now, but, yeah, so there you have it. I will be hopping on Destiny 2 soon again, so, but, yeah, there you have it. I also got the DLC for that game, which is amazing, so, but yeah, so, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Certified Dork signing off. Let me know in the comment section below what games you picked up and played recently, and, yeah, as always, peace out, my friends.